got earnings today. I just came back from Korea. So it might be a little bit messy at the back. I just got my protein powder in the mail as well. So I'm gonna be settling that because tomorrow I'll be going overseas again. So yeah, but today I want to get out this video because I thought that it's relatively important. When I was actually in Korea, I was still keeping up with Wall Street Journal. I was still keeping up with Bloomberg. I was still keeping up with all the financial reports and such. And Netflix came out with their earnings. Okay, I read through Netflix earnings, and honestly, something that kind of made me change my mind a little bit about the whole entire market. Because for me, I was relatively towards the bearish side. If you have a bear to bull counter, I was relatively like 55% towards the bear counter, relatively to the bull side. Right now, I think after that earnings report, I'm very much comfortable in the bull cycle of things. First of all, let's talk about earnings. Okay, when Apple earnings or when all your FANG earnings come out along the way for the next couple of weeks, most likely we're going to see a lot of beats. Okay, for Netflix wise, they did not actually beat on earnings, but they actually beat on subscribers. It means that people are starting to come back to the platform again. Okay, and of course, alongside with all this so-called like beats, misses and such, we have to talk about macroeconomy as well. Okay, just look at Microsoft. Okay, look at Amazon, look at Google. Okay, all of them are actually basically doing all their layoffs. Spotify did their layoffs of 6% yesterday as well. And all these layoffs came with an increase in market price. All their share price went up after the layoff. Okay, and I'm going to be explaining or at least putting some form of a reason to why this is actually happening as well. Okay, when there is a layoff in the market at the moment, okay, it's also because there is such a huge influx of employees coming into all these different companies in this tech industry. Okay, we have such a huge influx in 2021 and 2022. Right now, we're finally getting a bit of that offsetting, which means that all those companies are starting to have lesser of a cash burn. For example, if I have 1,000 employees and I'm paying them, let's just say $1 each, okay? My cash burn per month is going to be $1,000, okay? If I were to lay off, say, 500 employees, so now I'm only left with 500 employees, and they are still keeping up with all the works, keeping up with all the deliverables and such, and I'm still paying them $1, it means my cash burn effectively went down. Okay, and of course you can argue for the fact that, oh, okay, maybe if that were to be the case, I can pay them 25 cents more. That's 25% increase. Okay, and even then, I have 500 less employees, and even then, I would still be paying less upfront. Okay, so that's pretty good for a company. It is all come down to restructuring for the companies. It's a relatively good thing. Personally, I have a lot of Apple shares, and I'm waiting for Apple to do a layoff. But I do not know why, just a small part of me, somewhere inside my heart, I think that when Apple actually comes out and say, okay, you know what, we're going to be doing a layoff of 7% of our employees in Apple, when that happens, Apple might not go up in price. I do not know why. It's just this tingling feeling inside me, okay? I don't want to jinx it any further. So, yeah, okay, that's the part for the layoffs. I do think that earnings-wise, we are most likely going to see multiple beats. Reason being that we have so many misses in the past 3 quarters. Right now, for this upcoming quarter or this current quarter that we are going into, a lot of expectation has already been well lowered. Okay, people are not really expecting tech companies to be beating every single estimate as it was, and I have a feeling that they are actually able to still beat estimates to some levels, which is why I do think that we might actually be seeing a very interesting earnings quarter for this quarter for tech industry. I'm not sure about all the other industry. I think consumer staples most likely gonna get a beating. I think consumer discretionary probably would do quite well as well. I think discretionary would do well. Staples would not do well, seeing how banks were also affected. So consumer staples would most likely be affected. Consumer discretionary, alongside with tech, I believe would probably do well. Okay, so there's a lot of these kind of things that I'm actually looking into, and I personally am not really getting into any so-called like call option, put option for earnings. I'm done playing with those. I struck and I lost money with it before. I'm done. Okay, I'm done. I'm just gonna be holding shares. Okay, I'm still gonna be buying options from here. From time to time, when I'm relatively conservative and knowing that I'm confident that this would actually strike. Or not, I'll just buy very very much in the money calls or very very much in the money puts, just to ensure that I'm not gonna get screwed by the market. But yeah, I think earnings is going to be very very interesting for us to actually look at. Next up, we have to talk about the Feds. Okay, I'm pretty sure that by now you probably have seen thousands of videos. If you are like me who consume such content, you've probably seen thousands of videos about people talking about how the Feds is most likely going to start pausing. Okay, right now a lot of people are thinking that, okay, the market seems to start to want to show a little bit of a downside of pausing. Hopefully that will be the case, because I have already said it before. I think the pausing or even a rates drop would actually happen in the second half of 2023. I do personally think that would be the case. Okay, if that were to be the case, that would be very very good. But I do think that a 50 basis point increment in the next couple of quarters is most likely out of the question. I think for the next few FOMC meeting, we're not going to be hearing a 50 basis point increment. I think that's going to be out of the question. Okay, I think 25 or even just a pause in general. I don't think 50 basis point would really come into play at all, let alone 75, because I think we have enough 75 basis point for a very very long time. Okay, hopefully we are not going to be coming back to this 75 basis point increment for another 40 years or something. Okay, hopefully that would be the case. But yeah, I do think that because of that, if rates were to pause or if rates were to drop in this year, chances are shares, stock prices in general, equities in general, all of them are effectively going to be going upwards. Bonds are probably going to be going downwards. So I don't know. I mean, personally, I'm not someone who really buy into bonds, but if you are into bonds, just go and do your own due diligence. Read up on how the Feds would actually be screwing with your bonds and things like that. Get out if you want to, stay if you wanna. Not financial advice, but I think that the market is effectively going to have a pretty pleasant upturn. Okay, but I'm not going to take away from the possibility of a rug pull coming in, because like I said, okay, until we actually hit a recession, okay, until we actually get the final absolute recession that we are looking for, until we actually hit that, we cannot really be complacent to think that, we're out of the recessionary cycle and things like that. So but at the same time, I wouldn't go as far as to hedge myself out of all my position right now. I think that there's still a lot more upside for us to go before we actually see somewhat of a downside. But I'm almost certain that 2023 is most likely going to be the year that we actually get the recession, which is also one of the reasons why I said that in the second half we'll most likely see a rates drop. Okay, if a recession were to hit, I can assure you that a rates drop would happen. We might even see a 1% rate drop. I don't know. It could happen. Okay, I think that we are very, very close to such a possibility happening. So I wouldn't really like to rule out that sort of possibility for us. So yeah, do be careful. Okay, I'm not going to be singing the same thing like dollar cost average and things like that. Just hold on to your positions, and if you really think that a company is worth buying, okay, it doesn't really matter what price you actually get in onto it. If you think that it is a good price for a company, for example, if you like Apple, you see Apple doing well in the next 10, 15 years, don't bother looking at a price, just buy in. Just buy in. If you think Microsoft is going to be going well in the next 10, 15 years, don't care about the price, just buy in. Okay, it's the same thing. Okay, that's the Warren Buffett's way. Okay, it's better for you to buy a good company at a saucy price than buying a saucy company at a good price. Verbatim what Warren Buffett say, the saucy price. Okay, so yeah, which is why I don't think that it's true that Apple is going upwards to 140. It's already upwards of 140. I actually sold a little bit of Apple I think 2 days ago. Said that it even went up even more, so I don't know. Like I'm actually thinking about getting back my Apple shares again. I'll see how that actually goes. I sold most of my Google at $100. I'm thinking about getting it back. I don't know, which is why this is kind of like my own thinking process, my thought process of how I want to actually get back into the bull camp instead of the bear camp. But yeah, anyway, that's all I have for this video. I'm pretty sure that you guys are probably gonna see this, I think, on Saturday. I'm not sure. Most likely going to be on a Saturday, and then I should be coming back soon. Once you actually see this video, I think I should be coming back in the next few days or so. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.